10 LeBron James choke compilations. This should be funny. Okay, reactors, welcome back to the channel, the Nuclear Reactor, the reaction channel where all the reactions go nuclear. So we're going to be getting back into a sports reaction today. Red-blooded sports, top 10 LeBron James playoff choke compilation. This should be epic. I wonder if they're going to have some of the ones that I'm thinking of in my head in this compilation. It should be good though, because I believe LeBron James has many choke jobs. Although he's a great player and he's hit some great shots, I do believe LeBron James may have the most game winners in the playoffs, but I don't think his percentage is all that great. In the clutch, his percentage is absolutely putrid. But let's get into this video. Before we do that, my reactors, I would love you guys to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be notified for every time I upload. Let's check this video out, shall we?
In today's video, I'm going to cover the top 10 LeBron James playoff choke jobs over his entire career. For someone who millions consider their GOAT, LeBron James has so many examples of him failing miserably when everything is on the line.
Yeah, LeBron not close to being the GOAT.
On the line, and his team and millions of fans need him to be more than an athlete. So buckle up, Buttercup. We're gonna expose LeBron's playoff reputation right now. Let's get at it. Number 10, the 2025 Western Conference first round versus Minnesota. And yeah, I know this series ain't over yet, but LeBron is going out sad, and he looks cooked. And I mean, just look at him being Mr. Nice Guy with the competition.
I know, that's crazy.
From poor shooting in the moments that matter to critical mistakes, this is your typical crunch time LBJ.
I seen great players beat Joe and laugh in the playoffs sometimes, but not when the game was on the line, and definitely not when they were about to lose a series or lose a leading a series. Like that, like it seemed like being a competitor, that shit would drive you insane, but this is LeBron.
This is your typical crunch time LBJ failure. And yeah, some of that blame goes to JJ Redick here for playing the same 5 guys for the entire second half of Game 4. But even that is LeBron's fault because he forced the Lakers to hire JJ Redick. Even worse than LeBron shooting 0 for 2 in the fourth quarter. Despite him being on the court for the entire 12 minutes. The lasting
garbage
series has to be Anthony Edwards pushing around the king like his own little prison bitch in the closing minutes. Number 9, the 2023 Western Conference Finals versus Denver. And in the closeout game, a narrow 2-point loss really showed just how much James falls apart in the fourth quarter. A 40-point, 15 for 25, 10 rebound, 9 assists, 3 for 7 from 3-point range performance looks absolutely Herculean in defeat. But looking below the surface, in the fourth quarter of an elimination game, LeBron James shot a putrid 1 for 6, which very well may have been the deciding factor in the King getting unceremoniously swept for the 3rd time in the playoffs.
That's the game when LeBron, I think this is the game when LeBron had a wide open 3-pointer and he missed it because he's a choker, and then at the end of the game he's somehow trying to make it seem like the referees caused him the game. LeBron.
For the 3rd time in the playoffs in his career. Number 8, Game 6 of the 2015 NBA Finals. People tend to forget this one, but I don't care who was injured, this was still a winnable series against Golden State. Down 3-2 at home for Game 6, LeBron shot his team right out of the finals with a 13-33 performance, going 2 of 10 from 3-point range in an 8-point loss that gave
You know what? I don't actually mind going out shooting 33 shots, 13 for 33. I would love to see what the clutch time shooting was. But you got to go out shooting if you're about to lose. So I don't mind that he's taking shots. You know what I'm saying? And he had 13 of them. So that's not terrible. But it's LeBron in the clutch that's the problem.
The Akron Hammer shot an abysmal 0 for 6 from 3 in the second half, allowing Golden State to turn a 4-point halftime lead into a Game 6 victory and give Steph Curry his first ring out of 3 that he took from LeBron James. Guess who's holding my videos back? This guy. I really need you, yes you, to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love, please. Number 7, the 2013 NBA Finals. In the fourth quarter of Game 6, LeBron actually did put up solid numbers. 16 points on 7 for 11. But he clanged the one shot that would have changed his reputation as a liability in the clutch. And then in a truly miraculous turn of events, Chris Bosh, who LeBron has gone out of his way to disrespect this year, rebounded and kicked the ball out to Ray Allen, who had been practicing that.
Big time shot. Big time rebound by Bosh. Big time shot by Allen.
And kicked the ball out to Ray Allen, who had been practicing that exact shot for months beforehand. And this bailed LeBron James out. It saved his legacy and shifted the focus onto Ray's incredible shot and off of LeBron's late game ineptitude. Number 6, Game 1 of the 2014 NBA Finals. The Miami Heat were down by 2 points late in the fourth quarter when the King, a man who had spent over $1.5 million on keeping his body in physical condition, cramped up during the NBA Finals. Yes, the AC broke down in San Antonio. Yes, it was over 90 degrees on the court. And yes, LeBron James was the only player in San Antonio that night who cramped up. For whatever the reason that the chosen one chose not to drink enough water, LeBron's exit from the game opened up the floodgates. The Spurs went on a 16-1 run over the last 4 minutes, and the Heat would go on to lose that game by 15 points and lose the series in 5 games. Do you happen to know a bronzexual? How about a friend who calls him the GOAT? Go ahead and send him.
Yo, why you got Shannon Sharp rubbing honey on LeBron's back?
How about a friend who calls him the GOAT? Go ahead and send him this video and ruin his day.
Oh my God, this wouldn't ruin his day. He probably wants to be Shannon Sharp.
In Game 1, James torched his own team by shooting 4 for 16 from the field. But even worse than that, in Game 4, LeBron went 10.
Yes. Again, he choked in 2007. When LeBron was leading his team to the finals in 2007, I was a LeBron fan. I'm like, especially when he went nuclear against the Pistons, like he went off in the second half in the overtime of that game. So I'm like, yo, man, this dude a beast, just like Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony, those guys that came out in that class, they was all homies too. So I was a LeBron fan. He got in the finals and he choked. But I went with the narrative that he was just young, which didn't make sense because Dwayne Wade won the championship the year before. Magic won the championship his first year. Just being young, that's just nonsense. But what really happened was this was the first sign that LeBron wasn't built like that. He choked in the series. He was the only person that played under his standards in the series. And if he played up to his standards, they would have beat the Spurs. All this nonsense that the Spurs have future Hall of Famers. LeBron helping people become Hall of Famers because they keep butchering him. He's helping their Hall of Fame resume. So he choked in 07. There's no way around it. You can't spin it, hypothetical it, make excuses for it. He choked.
James torched his own team by shooting 4 for 16 from the field. But even worse than that, in Game 4, LeBron went 10 of 30 and shot the Cavs out of a winnable game as San Antonio.
I don't mind you shooting out. I don't mind you shooting.
Making the Spurs the
unless it's just horrific, like you're just not hitting anything.
LeBron James
unless it's becoming a detriment when you shoot.
Number 4, Game 1 of the 2008 Eastern Conference Semifinals against the Boston Celtics. Yes, this is a Game 1 and not a series-ending performance.
Yeah.
But I'm counting this one for 2 reasons. First,
I think it's a series he quit in too. He quit in the series.
And this could have changed the outcome of the series as it went to a full 7 games. So if LeBron doesn't absolutely maul his team's chances here, then maybe the Cavs win the series. Number 2, it was arguably LeBron's worst single statistical performance
of his
entire playoff career. And for a guy who has as many horrendous, historically awful performances in the postseason as he does, that's really saying something. The Kings 2 for 18, 12 points, 10 turnovers, 0 for 6 from 3-point range. Performance is truly abysmal. But that game gets even worse when we isolate James's final quarter output. With the Boston Celtics leading by only 3 points at the end of the third quarter, despite the futility from the chosen one, LeBron put up a rancid fourth quarter even for him, shooting 1 of 8, including 0 for 3 from 3-point range to gift wrap of victory that the Celtics were lucky to get away with. Now, one would think King James wouldn't get embarrassed in 2 straight games, and that LeBron would be determined to rebound, refocus, and kick some ass.
That's what champions do, right?
What happened? Well, after cruising to a 7-point lead at the end of the quarter, the Cavs would get wrecked 72 to 49 the rest of the way, with the chosen one shooting 3 of 16 in quarters 2 through 4. In fact, LeBron's combined 8 of 42 shooting in the first 2 games of that series dropped the Cavs to an 0-2 start and maybe the worst 2-game postseason performance by any player considered an all-time great in back-to-back playoff games.
Crazy.
Don't forget to follow me on X at Red Blood Sports for more unhinged takes. Number 3, Game 4 of the 2018 NBA Finals. After the Cavs lost Game 1 in the J.R. Smith game, they would lose the next.
Yeah, this after this Game 1, he put up 51 points. He had a great game. When he was on the bench, looked like he was about to cry. That was insane. First of all, you don't act like a baby. You're the leader. Going into overtime is now 0-0. Your teammate might have screwed up. Now you're supposed to come out and ball. He was defeated. Then in Game 4, he came out and he didn't even want to play. And then he comes out after the series faking like he has a broken hand with a damn blouse on his hand. Yo, LeBron, like, yo, you know we can see you, right? We can see you dunking, doing push-ups before the game, dapping up, dribbling. Your hand ain't broke, bruh. Stop that.
Lost Game 1 in the J.R. Smith game. They would lose the next 2 by a combined 28 points. The daunting prospect of getting swept in the final for a second time in LeBron's career loomed in the air as Game 4 approached. The creeping eventuality of yet another final sweep was no excuse for how LeBron went out. Never forget, LeBron James gave up when it mattered on his home court like a bitch with his back against the wall in what would be his final game in Cleveland. You might expect LeBron James to show out for his city, empty the clip, and lay it all on the line in front of his home faithful, wouldn't you? LeBron put up 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, so at first glance, that looks okay, I guess. But James disappointed everyone in the viewing audience by playing passively throughout the contest. I mean, after putting up 42 shot attempts in Game 1,
look at this.
28 shot attempts in Game 3.
No intensity. He doesn't want to play.
13 in his last night in a Cavs.
When you're not afraid of LeBron and you hoop back against him, he folds. He doesn't want to play. He will shrink if you're not afraid of him. That's just the way LeBron is. He's always been like that.
Settled for 13 in his last night in a Cavs uniform. Let the record show that Rodney Hood, a bench player, took more shot attempts than LeBron James did in a closeout game in the finals and his last game as a Cleveland Cavalier.
That's
Down by
shameful.
9 points at the half, they have just as well crawled to field position at midcourt. We made one field goal on 2 paltry attempts in the final 2 quarters. George Hill, Kyle Korver, and Rodney Hood all took more shots than the franchise cornerstone LeBron James did in the 4th quarter. LeBron's performance was just like Kobe's in his last game as a Laker, only the exact opposite.
Yeah, Kobe had 60.
Or go down swinging. LeBron James was the first one on his team to throw in the towel and give up. After several piss-poor effort plays, James was mercifully pulled from the game with 4 minutes left.
Reactors, I don't know if y'all remember this that night in 2018 after Game 4. Everyone knew he quit. It wasn't like my homies. We all was talking about, yeah, LeBron soft. Charles Barkley said he quit. Grant Hill said he quit. Chris Webber, Steven Jackson, Stephen A. Smith. You can go back on YouTube and look. This all on YouTube. In Charles Barkley, remember he said the next person that compares him to Michael Jordan says he compete like LeBron, competes like Michael Jordan. I'm just gonna slap the hell out of him because LeBron quit. Like he straight up quit. LeBron a fraud, man. He just not that dude.
He was mercifully pulled from the game with 4 minutes left. Then, as time expired, the King left the court. Not only did he refuse to shake hands with his opponents, he abandoned his teammates and didn't wave or say farewell to his fans or give them a chance to honor him. Cleveland fans' final memory of their king was his harsh, disinterested departure, one that was inconsiderate and flat out.
That's the GOAT though, right?
To anyone who spent their time or their money watching that.
Number
2, the entire 2011 NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh my.
The previous summer, King James.
You want to talk about a meltdown? This was a meltdown like the 2007 meltdown.
His boys on a super team. Easily the most hated man in the NBA, LeBron could not have performed worse in a finals with his new team. Right wing, his new teammates needed him to be more than an athlete. LeBron had the worst NBA Finals performance by any all-time great, with the penultimate display of his ineptitude and cowardice in Game 5's 0-for-4 4th quarter, while the Mavs turned a 4-point deficit into a 2-point win, as if getting out-hustled and outplayed by Jason Terry and J.J. Barea wasn't bad enough. LeBron's 4th quarter stats for this series are terrible. Over 6 games, the King shot 7 for 21 and 1 for 9 in the last 15 minutes.
6 games.
Over the 4th quarters of all 6 games. This was LeBron's most disgusting failure in the NBA Finals of his career, but it wasn't his worst playoff failure. Number 1, Game 5 of the 2010 Eastern Conference Semifinals. Of all of the historically significant games I have ever seen by a superstar basketball player, this one was by far the most disappointing. This game wasn't just supposed to be a climactic Game 5. This was a career-defining Game 5. Remember, the backdrop to this was that LeBron was set to test free agency and potentially leave his home state and the Cleveland Cavaliers with the series tied 2-2. The city needed him to win this game and win it decisively. LeBron was the reigning MVP and the Cavs were the first overall seed, and yet somehow they found themselves in a dogfight with the aging Celtics.
Go ahead,
I can't think of another occasion in league history when a superstar with so much riding on the outcome of one single game appeared to be trying to intentionally lose.
Because he,
at a time when
LeBron
his teammates, his fans, and his city all needed him to come through to be more than a fucking athlete, LeBron James shat himself harder than Cardi B on live stream. LeBron's 3 for 14 stat line looks horrendous, and it was. But it doesn't nearly tell the entire story here. Right from the reigning MVP, James passively settled for outside shots. James missed 6 consecutive shots, all jumpers, before scoring on a dunk with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. That was LeBron's first field goal of the entire game. He didn't make a field goal until the game was more than halfway over. Cleveland's king didn't just disinterestedly stab millions of Cavalier in a pivotal game. Right then and there, LeBron took himself out of the
LeBron a fraud, guys.
based on that one game alone. Sure, Kobe had bad games in the playoffs, so did MJ. Happens, but no one, perhaps no NBA superstar in a career and legacy-defining game, had a sad, more listless, more disinterested performance than LeBron Raymond James.
Yeah, you know the crazy thing? That 2011 series that he had that was terrible, that was his second that was the second series that he choked in. The whole series in 2007 he choked. So he has two meltdown series back to back, his first one and the second one. And then he has all these meltdown moments. It's just shameful. But it's funny that in 2018 the whole media saw him quit. They all said it, and then the next year they pretended like it didn't happen. I mean, the bull came out at the end press conference after the series was over with a blouse on his hand. Like, dude, your hand ain't broke, it's not bruised. Stop lying, cause you lost. After he got swept, after he took a gentleman's sweep this year against the Timberwolves, he come out limping like he broke his fucking leg. From that corny hit that he took from who the ball? Was it DiVincenzo? They collided with each other and LeBron fell on the floor like he always do and pretend that he's hurt. He's just shameful, guys. I don't know how people still consider this guy top 5. Like, I don't even want him in my top 10. I got him at like 9 right now, but I'm seriously considering taking him I have him at 10 right now. I'm seriously considering taking him out of my top 10 because he a fraud. And in 2000, what year was it when he averaged a triple-double in the finals? Let me know down below, reactors. Was it 2017 when he averaged a triple-double in the finals? Well, by that point, LeBron had figured out how to manipulate the stat sheet to look like he did his part. What kind of leader is like that, though? Like you did your part. Y'all lost. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times in the finals, there are compilations on YouTube where you can look back at LeBron defense in the finals. A lot of times, LeBron is the reason the other team is outscoring them. Like, I mean, what a concept. If you play defense, you might not need all those cherry-pick stats you got. But it's all about perception of LeBron because he don't got that kind of heart. That's why he loses so many times with such great supporting cast. It's crazy. But anyway, let me know what y'all think down below, my reactors. Is LeBron a choker? Is he not a choker? Is he your GOAT? Is he not your GOAT? Let me know down below. And that's the video for today. As always, the pleasure is all mine. The reaction is all yours. I love you guys. Peace.